Oh, well, hello everyone. This is Carpo. What have we got in the evening of ranting and rambling? I'm going to kick back here on my couch. I'm going to do this real old school style to show that, I'm just a guy chilling on my couch in my garage making videos. And I don't take myself too seriously. It's funny, actually, I had somebody recently, we were talking back and forth in comments, and they said that they were saying that we're a lot alike, but that they're too goofy. And I was like, oh man, if you had any idea how goofy I really am around my friends, I'm the biggest dork, I mean, I always have been. I'm not too concerned about, how I'm viewed by, society. I'm just... Alright, let's get this camera fixed here so it's actually can hear me. Make sure that the microphone's in the right place. I just got these couches in my garage, so I'm just chilling on them now. Moved it in from the driveway. So this is gonna be one of my evening rants. I haven't done one in a while. I've just been I've been in kind of a pretty stable mental state. Content, just living life, doing what I do. And haven't really had access to a camera much, or rather to a good computer. I guess it's a matter of just not really being interested in uploading videos. I made like 3 earlier and I didn't upload any of them. And one of them was really long, and it was about, it was a big long thing I read by C.S. Lewis about who was a Christian, and who eloquently spoke about so much that Christianity and science, has in this argument between the two, and how they're really closer than they realize. Anyway, he was like one of the good speakers that was able to put things clearly and understand that that everything deserves to be questioned. I guess that's kind of what's on my mind. I was thinking about science earlier, and how science has become the enemy of so many people, and I was asking myself, why? Why is it that everyone blames science for everything? And I really started questioning this lately. And, I went and looked back at the scientific method itself, which is, form an idea, create a theory, and perform experiments, document the results, and then repeat them. And I think one of the hardest things to overcome for people is that a lot of things that have been proven in science aren't repeatable, or haven't been able to be repeatable the way we'd like them to, and it becomes frustrating. Something we know, but we just can't prove. And that, so it's not science's fault, it's not the scientists' fault. And we blame scientists as if there's, some conspiracy, but really it's, millions and millions of scientists doing their own thing, using a particular method for their own field. And it does get caught up in a lot of dogma and a lot of superstition, a lot of preconceived notions and paradigms people don't want to break, so they're scared, so they just believe what they've been told in science. And so, I can see how people can get frustrated with it. But really, the method itself is the best we have. It may not be, I guess I can't say it's flawless, but nobody's come up with a better one in 500 years. So, but anyway, what I was thinking of, what really frustrates people, I think, is the idea that science itself, being a method, tends to tell people shit they don't want to hear, to put it bluntly. It tells us things we don't want to hear. Like, I want to have this mystical belief that this is, some magical creature, and then they're like, no, it was actually this dinosaur. Like, oh, all that kind of sucks. I guess an example would be that science is often trying to disprove God, but really, science isn't disproving God. See, science isn't out there seeking to disprove the existence of God. It's just that at every angle, when science approaches something that religion claims and takes it from a scientific approach, they come to a dead end and aren't able to prove it. Therefore, science becomes the enemy because they're not telling people what they want to hear. However, those same Christians will often use science if they think that it can prove their claim. And it's not always, it's not a matter of Christians and scientists, because it's a matter of people trying to understand each other and their world. I think a lot of people understand me and where I'm coming from. Like, for example, I looked at my thing today. I couldn't believe I had almost 4,000 subs I'm like, wow, that's just weird to me, because when I started this channel, it was just me ranting and rambling, and it still is to this day. I haven't changed really my format, or, I don't have any fancy backdrops or anything. I'm still just a dude talking. But I get a lot more views than I used to. Not everybody comments, very few people comment, but getting the views shows me that, we can discuss issues and people are interested in things. And then each person finds particular videos that they relate to and comment on, and that's what's always been awesome to me. Some subs I won't hear from for months, and then all of a sudden they'll pop up on a specific subject they like. And that, to me, is really cool, because I'm the same way. The channels that I watch, I like to observe and see what's going on, see what people are saying and what people are thinking about. And coming from a perspective of just a human, just a dude chilling, like me. And, I'll be honest, I try to be the most real, straightforward, honest person I can. I have absolutely no vested interest by doing this channel. No profit drives me in the things that I think about or do. In fact, profit is really probably something, the drive to make profit is something I lack. I could probably improve in my daily life, but, because we all have to eat. But my point being that no matter how straightforward I try to be and how honest I try to be, there are always going to be people who disagree with my assessment of life, and I think that's wonderful, because that's what an argument is. I was talking with someone earlier about the word argument, and how it's not people arguing their point. It's not a bad thing. An argument is a discussion where both sides vent what they have to say, and a result is hopefully achieved where both sides can agree or disagree on one side or the other. It's a way for people to resolve issues. But what I found is when people disagree with something I say, I can often say, you might be right. But sometimes I just have to say, that's just not true. I don't believe that. I mean, and it's kind of one of those things where you want to be tolerant and accepting of everyone, but at the same time, you have to be straightforward. For example, someone earlier on a video about this, it was some reptilian video I'd commented on, my mistake. Never make a comment on a reptilian video. But anyway, somebody claimed that me and Kuntika, one of my subs, that we talk on back and forth and joke around about being reptilians. And some guy was saying he took it seriously and he really thought we were, and he said we were demons, and we had this agenda and we were out to fool people, yada yada, and that we were shills. And I started thinking about this, the word shill, it's become just this throw around word for anybody who disagrees with someone. If you don't have the same opinion as me and I can't prove my point, invest myself, explain myself, well, you're a shill. You must be a paid misinformant. And the guy went and came back and he said, well, yeah. I said, well, yeah, I made 3,000 videos on my channel just so I could fool you with one. You got me. I said, I'm not hiding or anything, And he said, yeah, you don't show yourself in your videos. He must have just flipped through a couple videos, and I said, yeah, like the avatar that I have on my channel. That's actually my face that's right next to the comment. It wasn't his fault. He's been suckered into believing that anyone who doesn't believe what he believes is evil, a reptilian. This is a condition that's gone through not just religion, but all kinds of dogmatic, conspiracy theories and beliefs. I mean, people have gone apeshit over this stuff. And, people will tell me, oh, you're asleep, you just haven't done your research. And I can be like, dude, I was fucking learning about reptilians when you were in your diapers, and it doesn't hold any more weight than it did back then. 25 years I've been interested in this kind of shit, and it hasn't gone anywhere. And this is why I become so just I guess what's the word for it? It's not, I become very dry in my humor about things, but I also become, can't think of the word I'm looking for, but, everything becomes sarcastic, basically, and satirical for me. That I can't, I can't take people seriously because they believe such preposterous bullshit in such a modern day where people seem to be fucking intelligent. But there's so many idiots out there who are believing so many dumb things. And I want to just smile and walk along and say, hey, I don't know any more than you, and you are entitled to believe whatever you want. And that's your right. But I just can't. Because they're fucking idiots. Okay? Now, I'm talking about the people who are saying the moon is a hologram, against all the evidence that weighs against it. The people who still believe that the earth is flat. Completely preposterous. You know, I'm not talking about those who believe in aliens or conspiracies, because these things are true, maybe. I mean, I can't say aliens are real, but I can say that I believe that extraterrestrials exist and that they visited. But the details, that's where the problems happen. Sure, there have been conspiracies, but is it really a worldwide conspiracy to dominate your life personally? Sure, there have been, you know, aliens, but does that mean that everyone's really being abducted, or that the reptilians are here, or that, you know, some psychics may be real. Does that mean people are really channeling entities from the Pleiades? And I have to be straightforward when I analyze these things and say, what are these people presenting that shows me that it may be true? And you maybe ask, why? Why does it even matter? Well, it matters to me because people believe the shit. And if people are going to believe the shit, they need a counter-argument to it, instead of people who just keep feeding them stuff. I welcome when people argue against something I say in a video, because it makes me think twice. If it's a valid argument, I can look back and go, you know, you're right. I fucking shouldn't have said that. That was stupid. Or I didn't really mean it this way. My apologies. But some people you confront, and they're just anti-social. They cannot handle themselves in a debate. And you're instantly a shill. You're instantly a fool, you know. You know, the conspiracy freaks do it, or the truthers. You know, the Christians do it. The Muslims do it. But it always has to do with a group who believes something is true. And it comes down to that word, belief. I have belief that something is true. And it's like I was reading earlier in this little philosophy paper. It was actually the C.S. Lewis thing. He said there's a difference. He says, you know, a scientist doesn't say, he says, I believe you may have been food poisoned, but after he does the tests, he says you were food poisoned. I know you were. Belief turns to knowing. Knowledge is what we're after, not belief. Belief is a nice notion, a nice fancy idea. Say I believe something, but you know, faith and belief are nothing more than pipe dreams. But they are necessary for some parts of our life, and we have to distinguish what those are. I won't go into the details, because that's for each individual, you know. Some people have faith in nothing, and that's fine too. You might only have faith in a friend or a family member, but you know, we all have degrees of faith. Gotta see where my camera's at so I don't run out of time. Yeah, looks like I'm running out of time, so I better go. I'll bid you adieu, and I'm not really done, so I'm gonna go ahead and just make another one, because I like to chat with myself and with you, and thank you all to the subs who come out and chat and bullshit with me. It's been real. Take care.